Hi, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today's sketch is this double pager right here. It is the April 13th sketch? No, April 14th sketch. April 14th. We're at 74 out of 100 sketchy videos. I have some Easter photos. And then since a double page layout, I got some of this vanilla cardstock. And then I pulled out some scrapbook paper. So I have this Chatterbox scrapbook walls. It is not for that side, although that might work. It is for this side. And then I pulled out some Storyteller from Vicki Boutin. So I have Mosaic and I have Memoir, and I pulled it for these two sides. And then I also have Fresh Cut, which could be either side. I'm thinking about these florals though, fussy cutting them out. So let's see what I can do. All right, guys, so I did change the perspective on my camera a little bit, but I still missed it, and the right-hand side is a little out of frame. So I'm sorry about that. That's just the way it happened. So I have my vanilla colored cardstock. I actually don't know if it's called vanilla, if that's what the color is, but it reminds me of French vanilla ice cream, so that's what I call it. But it is an American Crafts cream cardstock. No idea what the color is. I've trimmed down the Chatterbox papers and just went ahead and placed those down over top of that vanilla cardstock. And now I'm just going to be cutting down strips of this Vicki Boutin Storyteller paper. So I have the purple, it looks like the Circles Upon Circles stencil. So it's the purple Circles Upon Circles paper, which has this mosaic pattern on the other side. But I really wanted to use the purple side. Now, when I am working with a double page layout where the two pages are connected so that it is one 12 by 24 canvas, I usually keep the pages together and span things across them. And then I cut down the center at the end after I've completed the layout. Now, if I don't want to span things across a 12 by 24 canvas, then what I usually do is work on one page at a time. If they're just going to coordinate, like I'm using the same products, but nothing is spanning across the gap, then I'll do one page at a time. But since this is going to be a spanner page, we're going to put the adhesive down and leave it. So I went ahead and took the pink paper and made it into a banner, because there is a banner in this sketch. And, you know, sometimes I get over a banner. Like, I'm over banners. Sometimes. And then sometimes I want to tuck a little teeny banner in everywhere. Especially banner stickers, because they're so easy to just pop into places. I just really appreciate that. So I am going to be scrapbooking these 3 photos from Easter. I've told the story before, but this towel that the Easter egg colors are sitting on is a towel that we have used for years for dyeing Easter eggs. And it's really hard to go in and figure out what year the Easter egg pictures are from. Like I had 2019 and 2020 Easter egg pictures printed at the same time. And I was like, which one's which? Because it doesn't matter that the kids are grown and the kids are older. We still put this towel down to kind of protect everything from the dye. Now, I also have the little Easter pails here, and it is only 2 sad little Easter baskets because Alex's gets sent to his overseas, and Chloe's gets sent to her away at school. So I just have Christopher and Lana to make Easter baskets for. And in case you didn't know, we are big Reese's fans. So most of the Easter baskets have Reese's in them. It's just the way this family rolls. We love a good peanut butter chocolate combination. So now I'm going to go ahead and magically fussy cut all of those florals out. I didn't make you watch me do that. It took a long time. So Lana and I were sitting in my room, and we were watching TV and, you know, just having a good time and fussy cutting and all that. And it took forever. So I didn't You didn't need to see my scissors waving around as I was talking with Lana and why we were, you know, making commentary on the show we were watching. You just didn't need to see that. So cut all of the florals out. I am going to basically treat them the same way as they are in the sketch, where the leaves are kind of going from the top to the bottom of the page. So I do make that happen. I also went and dug out a couple 6x8 paper pads. This is Simple Stories I Am, and I just went ahead and got the little pieces that I thought would coordinate well enough. I'm going for a very springy like effect here, since this is Easter. And I'm just going to go ahead and use my ATG to put down the florals. Now, I was thinking about popping some of them up on foam and, you know, and then popping some part of the flower up on foam and another part just regular old adhesive. But honestly, you guys, I think I said it in yesterday's video, but I'm kind of on like a kind of on a kick where I'm not doing a whole lot of extra. I'm not doing my maximalist pages. And I think that that's good. It's very, at least to me, it's very almost boring if you do a page after page after page after page that is the same exact thing. Now, since I don't scrapbook in complete chronological order anymore, I can go through a phase where if I wanted to, I could do a mixed media background on every single layout. But then it's going to be sprinkled throughout my albums. Now, when I was chronological, like die-hard chronological, like I would not scrapbook March photos unless February was in order. And I wouldn't even play in February. Like I would go from February 1st to February 28th, and that's the way I scrapbooked. I've loosened up over the years, and I kind of play within the years right now, so that's what I'm doing. But when I scrapbooked like that, it was very evident, or I felt like it was very evident, that I would use a product over and over again. When I scrapbook like this, where my, you know, I've got little bits here and there, and I'm scrapbooking Easter 2019, and you know, I've just gone ahead and scrapbooked a Disney trash can, and then I scrapbooked Christopher in March of 2020. Like those, since I'm playing within the years, these pages aren't right next to each other in the album. So if I go through a week or two where I have more simple pages, you're not going to see that. You're not going to be like, oh, Sandy went through a slump, or oh, Sandy went through a minimalist period over these 2 weeks. You're not going to see it because they're going to be all mixed in within my albums. And since I do like so many different kinds of styles and types of layout and things like that, you normally don't get the things right next to each other. It's funny because sometimes even like a series of photos within an album will have completely different feels to them. And that's okay too. Like, I don't mind having that at all. I don't mind having pink on one side, green on the other, and the next side's like, whoa, crazy mixed media, and then the next side's a really simple graphic page. Like, I don't mind that. I like that. I like the interest. I like the variety. So, while I was telling you about my albums, the only thing I've been doing is cutting down these strips, and I'm just layering them on. So I have the little floral bits down here. You can't see what I'm doing in the upper left-hand corner, but I am making banners just like it is in the sketch. I didn't even think about that when I was putting the little sketch up there in the corner. Probably should have made it smaller, but I'm not going back and editing it now, guys. It's just not going to happen. So now here we go. We have got the layout almost completely finished. I am going to go ahead and add this little bit of kind of a muted gold washi tape. It's not really a washi tape, it's a Scotch tape, but I'm just going to add this in here because I felt like I needed a little bit of something. I need a little bit of shimmer. I needed a little bit of shine. There had to be some sort of magic on this page besides all of the springy colors and the gorgeous flowers. Like I needed a little bit more of something. And I get that with this metallic washi tape. So even though I feel like this layout is not up to my normal amount of embellishing and my normal amount of lumpy and bumpy, I'm still trying to get in that little zhuzh. I'm trying to get in that little woo. Here we go. So now I've got to figure out where my title is going to go, because I don't know if you guys noticed, but this layout doesn't have a title place picked out for it. Like it's not there. So we got to figure that out on our own. Before I do that, though, I grabbed these Prima word phrases, and I'm going to go ahead and place them around on top of the metallic bits. And I'm just making sure that where that word phrase is, it's not going to cut in over top of the word. Like it's in between the gap between the words where I'm going to cut it. Okay, so, and that's because, I just don't want it to be that way. So I do pull out some of these timeless brads, and I'm just going to tuck them around the page. Maybe I did add a little bit more embellishment to this one than I realized. I guess it feels like less because it's such a large page. Since it is spanning 2 pages, it just feels like there's less embellishment. There is a lot of white space on this page, and I'm perfectly okay with that. So now I have these really pretty kind of sparkly gemstone things, and I am going to use these as I would small enamel dots. I figure that the size of these gemstone dot things are pretty large, but they work because my canvas is large, my florals are large. Like nothing is super teeny on this page. If everything was super teeny and I had little teeny photos and little teeny florals, then this size would not be good. But since everything is larger, the larger scale works. So I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that they are down on the page. I'm just kind of tucking them in and nestling them into places where there are little natural kind of divots, like where those florals kind of overlap. There's a little divot right there. You can stick your little guy right in there. Now I'm trying to figure out which letter stickers to use. So I'm pulling out a couple. I thought I was going to go for something a little bit softer, a little bit scrollier, a little bit prettier. But I end up going with kind of a blocky font. And I'm cool with it. Like it changes the feel of the page immediately. Because I'm not using the little scrolly soft thing that I was originally thinking and originally envisioning in my head. So I have these blocky ones, and I don't have any more E's. So I took a 3 and turned it upside down and around, and that works. Like it works for me. It works to spell out Egg Day. So that is going to do it, guys. Here's a couple of close-ups. Thanks for joining me. Tell me, do you do 2-page layouts? If you do, I hope you use the sketch. If you don't, use one side of the sketch, right? Like you don't have to use a full sketch. You don't even have to use an entire 12 by 12 sketch. You do what you want. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you again real soon for another video.